Hello, good morning. I'm back for another video. It's been a while. It's very early in the morning. This is super impromptu. That's why I'm being a little quiet. I have people sleeping in the house. But I thought I better get on here and update you and try and do a quick video. I don't know how long this will be. Let's see. I have some previous stitching, a couple projects I've kind of jumped around and done a little tiny bit on, and some haul and a little updating. And, you know, I went to the Hobby House workshop with Nicola Parkman, and so I have a lot of haul from that. And I will be doing another video in 2 weeks. I'm getting back on track. My helper is flying home next Saturday. So I've got another week of having some help, and after that I will have the house to myself most days, and it'll be a lot easier to shoot a video. I'll be back in my kitchen and not hiding in the corner of my bedroom with all my things around me. So hopefully you can hear me, because I can't really project as loud so that I'm not, you know, waking up the house. So, let's see, last time I filmed on a Friday, and we were going to go see Ringo Starr that night, which we did. My daughter had a great time. She's so funny, because while we were there, they did a promo for their upcoming concerts, and Johnny Mathis is going to be there on December 3rd, and she wants to go to that. First of all, I didn't know he was still alive. Don't know what kind of shape he's in, because the photos they were showing was from the 70s. It's December 3rd. I'm still debating it. It's a Christmas show with an orchestra, which I think she's right. I think it would be kind of fun and put you in the Christmas spirit. But December 3rd, you know, weather-wise, driving down there it may or may not happen, but so she had a good time and would love to go back to see Johnny Mathis. So we'll see. Haven't bought tickets for that. So the next morning I woke up feeling sick, and I caught a cold from my son, and it is something that has been going around everywhere. I've lived on the East Coast, the Midwest, and the West Coast, and I have friends from all three regions that have been catching whatever this virus is. It's not COVID, it's not the flu, but it's this sinus thing, feeling like crud for a few days, and then it travels down to the chest and seems to linger for weeks. So right after my last video, it was like a week before I left for Hobby House, and I actually had to get down and go to bed for a couple days and kind of rest, because I just didn't feel good. But because my son had it and given it to me, I knew that by the time I went to Hobby House, I'd be a week out, not contagious, and probably feeling better, which I did. It kind of leaves you run down for a little bit, so I wouldn't say I was 100%, but I know a few people at that workshop have said that they came home with bugs, but it wasn't for me. It's going around, and it's just kind of one of those gross things. It's that kind of time of year. So since I've been back, I've been working like crazy. Trying to think. I'll give a quick shop update. I still have 40 count coming in. My brother-in-law, who's been helping me, I think he's really gotten me to a really good place, as far as him having helped me all summer. I am not doing pre-orders right now just because of the supply chain. So basically that means that my shops will be able to get linen quicker. When I'm alone, it's not as time consuming for me to spend a few days dyeing and ironing and packaging whole yards. A big part of my time suck is when I have large amounts of linen that has to be ironed, cut up, packaged, and then shipped out. So that takes a lot more time than getting it to the shops. The shops are pretty quick and easy. So right now what I'm doing I have my 40 count orders that have been waiting whittled down to a much smaller amount. So if you're still waiting on an old order, it's coming soon. You're not in a large line like you were before. As it comes in, I drop everything, dye it, and just get it out because I want that list down to nothing. So what I'm doing is, for now, I'll go back to pre-orders and I'll let you know. Watch my Instagram account, because what I'm doing is, as I'm dyeing shop orders, if I can do a few extra yards of particular colors and counts and things, I will put them on the website. And so I'm transitioning to everything being on the website. If it's there, it's in stock and should ship within a week. That's kind of where I'm at. And I think that'll help me through the holidays. And, you know, I have to take time off for Thanksgiving and the cooking and the Christmas stuff and the kids stuff. And it'll help me be able to actually have some days off without the stress of knowing there's 80 million things waiting for me. So, like I said, watch the Instagram. I know some of you aren't on Instagram. You can just check the website. But if you're on Instagram, I'll try to be really good about updating when I have loaded certain colors and counts and things in stock and give you a heads up. And I will also let you know what shops are getting stuff, because I'm really hoping to get the shops things a little quicker. A big part of my delay on the customer end and the shop end really is my supplies. And that's that. Last time I did a giveaway, but because I was going to film this earlier in the week and things have been happening and I haven't been able to do it. So I have not picked a winner. That'll be on the next video along with another giveaway. So, and I think I might even give away, I had a lot of people comment on what their favorite new color was, and I might actually give away linen to a few people, not just one. So that's that. That's my update, and I tried not to ramble. I'm 7 minutes in. Let's see how long this takes. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I slept, you know, with wet hair in a bun, so I've got just craziness going on. But I wanted to sneak one in so that I didn't have to wait another week and a half. Okay, so, and everything is in a basket, which one of the other reasons I wanted to do this was I want to get this basket put away. It's been at the end of my bed, waiting to do a video, all my Hobby House haul, and all the fun things I've gotten, just waiting to be put away. And I think other stuff is mixed in here. Could take some digging. All right, so let's see what I will. Well, okay. So anyway, I was sick, drove to Hobby House, did the workshop, came back the following weekend. I think I've told you before, I do barn sales with a couple of my friends. And so I had a barn sale last weekend, and I didn't take what I normally do. I normally I used to rehab furniture and do hand lettered signs, and I know how to paint and sew and all that stuff. So I would make all sorts of handmade items and rehab furniture that I got at estate sales and found in garbage and gone to auctions and things like that. This last spring, I had my husband throw away all my project furniture. It was 8 loads to the dump. We have like a large dump day, and you just drive it like a mile from here, and they take it out of your truck and throw it out. And I knew I wouldn't have time for that, and just the messes everywhere have been driving me crazy. So now my pole barn is pretty clean, but I don't have big pieces that I'm selling at my barn sale. I just don't have time. So this time I just took a few boxes of just stuff I wanted to purge. And that's probably going to be, I'm not going to stop doing the barn sales, but I can't put time into it. So it'll sort of be me picking up things here and there when I'm shopping that I can sell, and purging the stuff in my house that I am no longer using, decorative type stuff. So I did that. I was busy with that. I took half a day last Friday, and then the barn sale was Saturday, so I wasn't working on linen on Saturday. And I have no idea why I just told you that. I don't know, other than that's what I did last weekend. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. So anyway, I have also not really had time to decorate for fall. And I'm one of those weirdos that we decorate for Christmas the day after Halloween. I have a lot of Christmas stuff. I love doing Christmas. I want to enjoy it, and I don't want to be doing the work closer to the holidays. So I do it early, And I never got my fall stuff out, but while I was digging for barn sale stuff, because our fall one is like, we do some fall, but we do a lot of Christmas items. So I went in my basement and kind of went through my tubs, and I never got my fall stuff out this year, which is kind of a bummer, but it's too late now. I was digging through my fall stuff, and I found a couple of things that I cross-stitched in the past that I thought I would show you. I think I've shown you one of these. Anyway, that's where I was going with the barn sale thing. So the first thing I will show you is, this is a Little House Needleworks, and I think, well, it's called Autumn. I think she did 4 seasons like this, and the only one I did was the autumn. So I just have a little, well, I did have a little, I just had a little ribbon. At one point I had like a peg hook, and I hung this from one of the pegs. I haven't put this out in a few years. So that's probably 32 count. It almost looks like light mocha by Zweigart, which I bet that's what it is. So yeah, I think that's 2 strands, 32. This one's really old. When Lizzie Kate first started releasing patterns and stuff, I was really excited because I was younger and I felt like, oh, it's so cute. It's not old lady stitching. It's just great. And she had these little seasons, and I actually stitched this on Ada, probably from Michael's. And my big plan was to do all 4 seasons and have them all super cute, and you could get a button for each one. And I did autumn and half of winter. I think I threw out winter when I've been purging cross stitch. So that's that. Oh, I gotta adjust every time I'm on here. I do. Somebody said I need a pillow. I do need a pillow, but I'm not going to do it down here anymore. So this is it. I'll suffer through one more time. And then I found this blackbird, and I don't remember. God, this is dusty. I don't remember the name of it. I'll try not to get glare. But I did this in 2011, and I think this is on Monaco, stitched in DMC. And I know I got rid of the pattern, so I have no idea. I know it's an out of print one. No idea. No idea. But I always forget I have that one. And I have some Halloween ones and stuff too, but I just didn't take the time to dig and look for all the past pieces. I have a little pile down there, but by the time I do another one, Halloween will be over. So next year I'll show those again. And let's see, I have done a little bit of stitching. Man, I'm locking up quick on this video. Jeez, oh Pete. Okay, hang on. I just have to, I might go get a pillow. Hang on. Okay, I got a pillow. I'm a little higher. Yeah, that helps a little bit. Helps the bum just a bit. Okay, so I have been able to get a little bit of stitching done. Just a little grabbing stuff here and there. Carol Saltbox, her last, well, not her last video, but the video before, she had said she thought she showed like a fall parade, and she had a lot of Plum Street, and was saying, oh, October, I think I might do all Plum Street. And I sent her a message. I'm like, that's a great idea. I'm going to do the same thing. I didn't. I don't get enough time to stitch, but I did work on, which I think I showed you last time. I worked a little bit on the gather in, which I think even after my fall stitching, I'll keep working on this because it's very fun. And I don't mind, fall is one thing I don't mind stitching out of season. I just love the colors. So, and I have all the called for, well, I'm using all the called for threads. I'm not much of a thread changer. You know, I'll do whatever linen, golly. Oh boy. Okay. I will change whatever the called for linen is, but I don't tend to change threads unless they're not showing up. So this is Lakeside 40 count Sand Dune, which I think this was a gift. And the person who gifted this linen to me knows who they are. Thank you very much. But I think it looks really good on this linen. So I have, oh God, this is a wrinkled mess. I have the gather, and then I kind of wanted to start the house and sort of have it to an area where I can fill in the white when I just want to do fill in. So I'm not as far as Carol Saltbox, but that woman is a speedy stitcher. If we could all have needles like Carol, it would be fantastic. Okay, so then one of the other things that I had shown that I was trying to before I went to Hobby House, I really wanted to get to a point where I could take some fill-in. I didn't really stitch at Hobby House, not because I couldn't have. I could have a little bit, but I was just too tired. So this is Stacy Nash Wonderful Life Pin Keep Drum. And this one I'm going to continue to work on because I really would like to get these done for that pedestal and have them out. So will it get done by Christmas? Who knows? But it's fun to stitch. But it's got a huge white house on it. It's going to take forever. So I think this is it was a kit, country sampler kit, and it's not available yet, but it should be relatively soon, I would think. So, you know, I got a little bit of the grass, half the tree. I hate stitching trees, so I just kind of did half of it as a marking point. And then I stitched that pot and started the house. So that was fun. That pot was fun. So I worked on that, and I'll continue to work on that. These are actually in project bags. This is one that I made a long time ago. I also picked up, oh, well, I guess I did work a little on Plum Street in October. George Decorates for Martha. This one's fun too, but there's so many little tiny things. There's a lot of color changes and tying off your threads. So it's not necessarily super speedy, but it's very fun. And again, this was a kit. This is a Dying to Stitch linen that I think it's not a color that they sell. It was just exclusive for this particular pattern. So yeah, so I've got the top half of George and part of Mount Vernon, and just, I jump around, depends on what color. I did on this one change the white of the house to whitewash. If you can see here, I actually have part of a pumpkin stitched, and that's the called for white, and it's just too, this is the called for too, it's too pale. So I may restitch that too, because it just, I don't know. I kind of want it to show up. Actually, this top pumpkin looks pretty good, but this one you can't even see it. So I'll change that to whitewash also. So that's that. Yeah, so now I'll talk about the workshop and show you my haul. Oh, one thing I did want to mention. Right before I left, 1884 Stitchery re-released, well, I shouldn't say re-released. They released a version of, oh, crud. Amy Eliza Herbert. And I've shown you this, I think, a couple times. It's one of my favorite samplers I finished. Let's try not to get glare on it. Okay, so this is one of my very favorites. And I did this on 32 count, just raw linen. And I just framed it myself. It needs to be reframed. But this is one of my favorites. I stitched it from Porcupine Collection chart, which is out of print. 1884 Stitchery has a PDF or a paper copy, and I was just going to say, you know, I see a lot of times she re-releases older patterns and kind of updates them and cleans them up and makes them easier to access for people that have been looking for them. And I see a lot of people sometimes say, oh, I already have that chart or whatever. That is a chart. I haven't bought it yet, even though I've already stitched it, but I think I may buy the PDF. Those old charts that are just big and monstrous and hand-drawn, even though they're doable, they're not terribly fun to stitch from. It's hard to adjust from the new patterns to go back to the old. If you're monogamous, you can kind of adjust and zip right through it. But if you kind of jump around, sort of that adjusting and reading the pattern and, you know, going from a sheet or your tablet to, you know, wrangling this monster pattern, it's kind of an adjustment. It slows you down a little bit. So I was going to say, if you haven't stitched any of those, any of the ones she's been offering, or you have the older patterns, consider like getting the PDF or ordering a paper copy, because she really does. The ones I've gotten are really good, and she cleans them up quite a bit. And that pattern is one that I have not passed on, because I love it so much that if anything ever happens to it, I would stitch it again. And I think I might buy the PDF just so that if I do ever stitch it again in the future, I have the cleaned up copy and don't have to worry about the old hand-drawn thing. So that was one thing I wanted to mention, is that that is now available, because I know a lot of people were looking for it. I have to go on her website because there's a few other things that I've seen she released that I would like to stitch and get to. Okay, so, well, maybe I'll show you, let's see. This is going to take me a moment. The other thing, I think it was before I left, Kitten Stitcher had her exclusive Hands Across the Sea pattern that she released, and I purchased it. It is Margaret Doyle 1850. So I got that. I just got the chart. I didn't get it kitted. This is really not totally my style, but I could see it appealing to me in the future. It's tiny and it was limited edition, so I had to get it. It had to go in the collection, because that's one of those ones I might kick myself in the rear later for not having purchased. Let's see. Just a moment, because I am not sure what the heck I have in this basket. I also have some magazines that came in the mail that I have dumped in here. Okay, so, I think I have it down to, yeah, this is the Hobby House stuff, is what's kind of left in here. Yeah, okay, sorry about the pause. What am I going to talk about? Okay, so let's see. Last time I filmed was a Friday. The following Wednesday, I took my daughters with me, and we drove to Hobby House, which is 10 hours. We didn't leave till Wednesday at like 2 o'clock because my 18-year-old that's still in school wanted to go to school for the day. So we grabbed some lunch after school, some pizza, and drove to New York. And we just drove kind of like, I didn't have a room booked or anything, but I thought, well, we'll just drive as long as we can. And we stopped in Ohio. Crud, now I can't remember where I stopped. Anyway, we could have gone farther, but we were kind of hitting the point where driving through parts of Pennsylvania and New York, you're on toll roads, and there's long stretches where there isn't much to pull off. And I thought, well, this is a good... We stayed in Sandusky. We stayed where Cedar Point is. We could have gone a few more hours for sure and gotten a lot closer to New York because we weren't tired and whatever. So we stayed that night and then got up in the morning. And Thursday, I got to Hobby House in the afternoon after lunch. And I can't remember. I just had my girls dump me off at Hobby House. And I went shopping, and they went shopping. And I met up with Brenda and Laura. They were already there, and they came over and met up with me and walked around the shop with me, which was really fun. There was a lot of other stitchers and people that I knew in there. I got to meet in person a lot of shop owners that I deal with a lot, and customers and things, and so that was really fun. So I bought a few things Thursday. Friday, the workshop didn't start till 4. So went out to breakfast with some stitchers and some stitching friends, and we did that. And then they went off to do their thing. They had previously planned some get-together stuff that they were doing. And I went shopping with my girls. So my girls were pretty excited about the shopping there. They had like a big 2-story Barnes & Noble. We had dinner one night at Cheesecake Factory. We went to, they have a really large LL Bean, which all 3 of us love LL Bean. Went there, went to the mall, had some cheesesteaks for lunch. Let's see, they wanted to hit Anthropologie and Lush and a lot of stores that we just don't have up north, but they like hitting when we are in malls or bigger towns that have them. We also hit their Goodwill, which was actually really good, I thought. I got a few things, found some pewter and some good vintage stuff. So I did that Friday and then went back to the room and got dressed and went to the workshop, and it was fantastic. I don't know. It was my first, I keep calling it a workshop. I think this was a symposium. You know, it was like a learning weekend. I don't care what you call it. It was really good. Hobby House did a top-notch, they put on a top-notch event. I was blown away. And it's not just me not having been to one. There was a lot of very seasoned retreat goers there, and they were all saying top-notch, one of the best they've ever been to. So my recommendation is that if you have a chance, if you can afford it, if you can get there, sign up for one of their retreats. I am going back in September for Tanya Brockmeyer and Vicki Jeanette. They are doing a retreat in the first weekend of September, and then Nicola's coming back in November, and I think I'm going to that one too. So it was well done. It was very well done. So I highly recommend, even if they're not having something, I recommend going to the store. It's a great store, and Kathy and David are awesome, which I knew that because I've dealt with them quite a bit with the linen stuff. Let's see. So there was lots of fun people. I got to meet so many fun people. I had a great table full of people. Okay, now I can't. Okay. So one of the first things when I got there, Jean Lee was there from the attic. This was one of the nicest things anybody's ever done for me. So a long time ago, I had called the attic because I knew they have like stash galore, and it is the sampler Mecca. And I have been wanting Elizabeth Ginger from the Scarlet Letter, which is out of print. And I thought maybe they have a copy, or maybe they can, maybe they have the in and can call and get me a copy. So they said they would work on it, and they could. And then I kind of didn't hear anything for a while, and I just figured they can't get it, It wasn't really like I thought they were going to get it, and I was waiting for it, but I knew that they would work on it when they could, and if they could get it, they would, and if they couldn't, they wouldn't. So I think it was, I guess it was Thursday when I was there. Jean Lee was there, and she had been there for, I think, a day or so. And she saw me, and we got to meet in person finally, because I deal with her a lot too. And she's like, oh, I have a gift for you. So she went up to her room and brought me a gift, and it was just the nicest thing. So she had Elizabeth Ginger in her personal stash. And she said the shop couldn't get it, but she wanted to give it to me as a gift because she figured she'll probably never get to it, which we all have that, right? We all have kits and things that, maybe one day, but we know deep down we're never gonna stitch it. And it was the whole shebang, right? So I probably won't use the linen, but definitely the colors. I almost thought of, just because Jean's such a big silk girl, we went to Hobby House a few times, back to the shop. The hotel where the event was not like in walking distance of the shop. So you'd have to get in your car and drive over. Everybody carpooled. It was all great. But I kind of thought, oh, maybe I should go do a silk conversion and do this in silk, since Jean's such a big silk gal. I still might. I don't know. But I am so excited about this. This is going to be a January or New Year start for sure. I don't know if I can get... You'll have to look it up. It's a great sampler. And it's one of those ones that looks better in person. So that was just the nicest thing, that she knew I was looking for it, that she went in her basement, went through her stash and found it. Jean, I'd like to get in your basement and see what else you have down there. But it was just so nice. It was really just one of the nicest things anybody's ever done. So I thought that was very sweet. Then Lucky Jean got to ride with me. You know, everybody kind of carpooled like to and from the store and stuff. And I gave Jean a ride back to the hotel and took us on a scenic tour because, of course, I turned the wrong way and did the wrong thing. She's like, that's okay. The fall colors are beautiful. God, of course. Of course. I'm driving people back and get lost. Okay, so what else do I have? Okay, so one of the other things was, before we went to the retreat, Hobby House has a Hands Across the Sea exclusive, and retreat goers were able to purchase it before they announced it to sort of like the public. They told us we could purchase it and pick up the kids at the workshop, retreat, symposium, whatever. So of course I did. And this is Florence Mary Dickerson. It's really pretty. They had the model there. So I chose the creme brulee. I did the whole, you could just do the pattern or you could do the whole kit. I did the creme brulee. I did the whole kit. The 40 count creme brulee. And then you got this little bag with all of the, I did the 103s. So that, look at this blue color. Purpley blue. It's good. I'm not going to start that anytime soon, but it's ready to go. So we got that while we were there. Oh, and you also got, you got a mini McBean's. I know a lot of you have probably seen it. Little charm. I put it on my scissors. It was funny. We were sitting there and I was told, oh, you've got to put that on your scissors. I was like, okay. So I put it on my scissors. You know, the jingle's fun, whatever. So we got that little doodad. What else? Okay, so then well, I'll just tell you what happened at the actual retreat, and then I'll go into stash. It's so disorganized. Okay, so Friday night, we had to register. Both nights they had a cocktail hour with an open bar. I mean, I was really hoping to see some crazy stitcher get schlobberknocked and make a boob out of themselves, but they didn't. They didn't. There was nothing that exciting. Everybody was very, you know, classy. I just thought, wouldn't that add a little spice? Wouldn't that be a good story to tell if, you know, some, you know, stitcher just went nuts at the open bar, but it didn't happen. It was wonderful. So they had an open bar and a cocktail hour, and we registered, and we got our kit, which I know you've seen these. We all got a shaker box, which I'm glad. When I went to Hobby House for the first trip, I was like kind of wanting to buy, you know, I can get charts and threads and stuff myself because I order them from my shop, and of course I have linen. So I kind of wanted things like this, things that are unique to a certain shop, or things that, I don't know, that aren't necessarily patterns and threads and stuff, which I ended up getting anyway. But so I almost bought one of these, and I'm glad I didn't, because we got one with our kit. I actually purchased something else that I will show you in a minute. So it had the tag with your count, and I had picked 40 count linen with the 103, and it has a tray in it. So then you opened it up and it had your linen. I've already opened it, and all of your threads and everything was in the shaker box. I think the pattern, no, was the pattern in here? I don't think the pattern was in here. It was just the threads and the box. So And then we all picked our spots and got to sit down. And where is the pattern that we were working on? Hang on. Okay, so this was the workshop, Alas That Has Gone, Margaret Anderson, 1830, and it's a Scottish sampler. And it has a few specialty stitches in it. So that's kind of what the workshop was about. Most of the specialty stitches we did, I already knew how to do, but I've talked before, I stink at the queen stitch. So I really wanted to focus on that. They gave us a little doodle cloth. Don't know where I threw that. And we got to practice. And I'm actually glad because the path that Nicola follows for her queen stitch is different than all the tutorials and all the ways I had tried to do it. And it was much easier. And I now feel like I can do the queen stitch. So, you know, money well spent. I'm totally confident in doing the queen stitch. So this one has like a border of queen stitch, which you could actually leave off, but I think for me, I think that'll be good practice, you know, to do the sampler and then go and just do that many queen stitches and just really get proficient at it. So yeah, and it's not a big sampler. The, God, now I have an itchy nose. It's not a big sampler. The model was there. It's very pretty. You're going to love it when it comes out. And I think she said for the workshop next November, it's going to be another Scottish piece. So I'm excited about that. And I mostly worked on the little doodle cloth. But, you know, I started the little border. I'm not working on this now. It's the first time I've used 103, and I'm going to say Brenda and Laura have been touting it and really hepped up on it, as Laura would say, and I would agree. I really, really like it. I like it a lot. I like working off that spool. I like the coverage. I like it. I think I might be a convert. DMC is still my all-time favorite, but I like that 103. So that's that. So, let's see. I'm trying to think. See, now it's been a while. I should have done this right when I got back because everything would have been fresh in my brain. One of the things we got was a Hobby House mug. This was our Ort jar. I should be drinking out of it, but it was in my cabinet. We got this is what the booklet was in. A Hobby House tote bag. We got, hold on, again, not organized. I just had it. We got a little notebook for our notes. This is not something they're going to sell. This is just for us, which is wonderful. We also got at the very end, this was just exclusive for the workshop people. It's not going to be released, but she found Nicola wanted to find a sampler that was specific to Hobby House as sort of like a gift. And Honora Maxwell, 1862, A Token of Love. And it's a New York sampler. It's just a little simple. It's just little and simple and so cute. So this will not be, she said this is not a Hands Across the Sea release. It was just for the workshop. How fantastic is that? So I will definitely stitch that. Yeah, the weekend was great. The food was great. The friends were great. You know, people walk by and give you all kinds of little things, and I can't show them all because I just don't have time. I know Brenda and Laura will do their next video will be a big, I don't know, whatever. Oh, here's my doodle cloth. There's my queen stitches. I started stacking them to see if I could So yeah, that's what I worked on. Um, yeah, so anyway, food was great, time was great, people were great. We just had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Um, let's see. The last day, Nicola also gave out a copy of Harriet Hartland to everyone, which I already have. This will be a giveaway at some point for you guys because I have this chart. So that was really nice too. I mean, it was just like goodies after goodies. The food was phenomenal. I mean, one night we had this salmon with this like sauce on it that was to die for. Beef, roasted vegetables, good salads. I mean, it was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, Friday night was cocktail hour and dinner, and then Saturday was breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and Sunday was breakfast because it was done at like 10 o'clock. So I will show you, because I am already at 40 some minutes, so I'll show you my haul real quick. And I will let the other girls tell you about the amazing time we had at the Hobby House retreat. I got to meet so many cool people. I think that was the most fun part, was the people that I got to hang with and meet, and hopefully we'll meet again. Okay, so I went to Hobby House Thursday when I got there, Friday morning before I went shopping with my girls. Saturday we did, the workshop the whole day, and then Sunday I stopped again before I left because I was driving home. Sunday we actually drove straight through, just drove straight home. And my oldest daughter kind of wanted to do that, so that was the plan. I didn't want to stay too long because I didn't want to be driving, through the middle of the night. Okay, so I don't remember what I got each time. I'll just show you what I got. I bought 3 patterns. This is a Reflect de Soie. This is one of her newer ones. And, us Catholic girls cannot resist Mary. It's just, we love Mary. So I thought that was pretty. Thought I would get that. And, oh, there was one. I had not gotten the Brenda Gervais Witch in Her Garden pattern yet. So I picked that up. I don't have any threads or anything for it. The 2 patterns I got really excited about were Just Stitching Along. Krista Gramer released these right before we went to the workshop. She was at the workshop. The models were there. And they were amazing. Much better in person, which totally swayed. Not that I didn't like them before when I saw the release, but they're really good. I think you guys need to hop on these. So Agnes Thompson, 1819. This was so cute in person. The colors are amazing. And it's not big. And it's charted with DMC. So economical. Agnes Thompson, Just Stitching Along. That was really pretty. She also gave, everybody kind of, well, not everybody. A lot of people hand out little gifts and things. And where did I put them? Oh, she had little thread tags with Agnes on them that she gave it. So this one, okay, you guys have to go get this one. It's a black and white sampler, Sarah Ann Fernley, 1826. Okay. Now, when I saw the preview, I was like, oh, that's cute, but it's like a black and white sampler. I wasn't like, oh, I have to get it right this minute. They had the model there, which was amazing. Which one did I do? I did the Hands Across the Sea black and white one. Now I can't remember her name. Maybe I'll show it next time. So I've somewhat recently done a black and white sampler. Not that I'm not going to do more, but it just, I wasn't like, oh, I have to have that immediately. This, seeing it in person and then reading this threw me over the top. So I have never seen this on a sampler before. It's Signs of the Zodiac. So you've got, let me take it out of the bag because it's that goofy bag. You only use black, so again, it's very economy friendly. inflation-friendly chart. Okay, so you have your alphabet, right? And then you have this, which is signs of the zodiac. The ram and the bull, the heavenly twins. Oh, shoot. Can I read this? This is hard to read. Okay. The ram and the bull, the heavenly twins, and the next the crab, the lion shines. The virgin and the scales, the scorpion, archer, and sea goat, the man that holds the watering pot, and the fish with glittering tails. It's got all the signs on there in a little poem. How cool is that? That's kind of a conversation piece. You have that up on your wall. Everybody's going to see their astrological sign. And you chat about it. I've never seen a sampler with that. Not that I've seen all samplers, but I love it. So I got so excited, I actually grabbed a skein of NPI black, just in case I wanted to stitch it before I got home. And I have tons of NPI black. I have a hank of NPI black at home. But I thought, I was so excited about this, I thought I might want to stitch it either on the ride home, at night in my hotel room. At some point, I was getting up. I don't know what the heck was wrong with me. But the whole time I was there, I was waking up at like 4:15, 4:20. The Starbucks in the lobby didn't open till 6. I was fully dressed, ready to go way before 6. I should have sat and stitched, but I was kind of antsy, so I'd go down and I'd get coffee and walk around outside and then go back upstairs and then go back down for another coffee. And so I was raring to go each morning at 7 a.m. when they put out the croissants, and already pumped with my caffeine. I should have sat down and just sat in the lobby and started stitching this, because this is so cool. And I originally thought, I bought a piece of 40 count creme brulee by Tabby Cat. And I was like, oh, I'll stitch it on that. It'll be fabulous. But the Hands Across the Sea one I did is on a similar stained seraphim fabric. And I don't want them to be exactly the same. So I'm glad I didn't start it. And I'm going to find a different fabric for that one. I don't know which fabric I'll use. So, or linen, I should say. So these are the linens I got. So those are all the patterns that I bought. I got 40 count Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. I'm trying to buy all the 40 count I can, because I can't use mine because it has to go to customers. So I'm trying to build my stash. I got an odd chunk of 40 count sheep straw by R&R. It was kind of a leftover chunk they had. You know, good, not for samplers, but I can do some smalls on this. And that's a pretty, everything I got's beige. I got 40 count Muddy Duck by Tabby Cat. And I got to meet Michelle, Tabby Cat Linen, at the workshop, and she's amazing. I just had such a good time talking to her. I really like her a lot. And she was so sweet. She's like, if you ever need anything or you can't find linen, let me know. Maybe I can send you stuff, which I won't take her up on, but it was the nicest offer ever. We were talking about all the supply chain issues, and, you know, the dyers that have accounts with Zweigart have a very different experience than us in the United States, trying to get linen and communication and all this and that. So we had fun talking about that. Now this one I bought, this is her new color, and it's amazing. It's going to be a bestseller. It's Just the Ticket by Tabby Cat, and I got 40 count. And I got this the first day. They had a ton of linen, and I love this color. It's beautiful. Pick it up. It's amazing. So I got that, but then on Sunday they kind of restocked so that everybody would kind of like go back to the shop and look, and they brought out more linen. So when I went back Sunday, I bought a fat half of the same color because I just love it. It's just a creamy beige, but it's a perfect neutral. So I got 3/4 of a yard of that. So the first time I just bought the fat quarter because that's all they had. And then when they brought out more, I got more. She also had another new color there, Lallybrock. I didn't buy that one yet, but I might. It's heavily spotted like creme brulee, but it has some blues and grays in it too. Probably not something I would use for lots of patterns, but a fun one to have in the stash. I got this Saju needle case, which was fun. So I got that. What else did I get? Oh, they also gave us, we also got to pick a Mini McBean needle minder. And it was just baskets they passed around. We could pick whatever one we wanted. So I got this one with the red. It's cute, huh? With the red sampler on it. I know I'm missing stuff. I am sure of it. Brenda and Laura were there, and they're much more organized than I am about showing things and knowing the order of things. Okay, so my big purchase from Hobby House. Nicola did a video on Instagram where she kind of toured the shop on Wednesday because I was actually on my way out the door to start cutting there. And then I was like, oh my God, I wish I was there already because she's seeing all these amazing things and they better not buy it all because there's a lot of stitchers there that showed up that came in on Wednesday and kind of, you know, had plans to hang out and do that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, I hope everything's still there. One stitcher who I shall not name, saw that video, and she had shown the Patoki organizing boxes, and there was two of them. There was a gray one and a natural linen, and a certain stitcher, not me, called the shop and said, put that in my pile. She was already on her way there. I would have bought the natural one, but all that was left was the gray, which is still beautiful. And it just means that I can get a natural wood one at some point. So this was my big purchase. And it is a handmade box. They're made in Ukraine. I don't know how to show this. So it's like a needlework organizing box. So you take the lid off, and then there are all of these boxes that fit into it. It came also with, there is a pattern here to put a pin cushion on the top of this piece that came with it. And then you have this, two of them. And then this part has like a little, you know, cork-lined tray. And then you have these, which I thought would be great since I don't have a ton of them yet, for 103s. The spools will fit in here. But you can also take out each to make stuff fit. Hold on a minute. Okay, sorry. I thought I heard someone pull it in. So anyway, that is the Patoki organizing box. I love it. It's kind of one of those pieces that you can have as a heirloom kind of piece. It can be out on display. They're just great. Hobby House has a lot of Patoki. I might even look into having them on having his stuff on my website because I just think it's gorgeous. It's definitely like kind of gifty, special occasion pieces. How amazing would these be, like stacked up in different colors? Oh, so good. And the wood's like butter. I love touching soft wood. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. So I'm happy I got the gray one, but I would have loved the stained one. Anyway, at least I'm glad I got one because I think they only had the two. And it comes in a little felt bag. They also have the Patoki hoop stands and stuff. I was on Hobby House's website the other day, and I saw a lot of the travel ones have sold out, but they have some of the more expensive stand ones. You know, it's not cheap, but they're well made. So if you're looking for a Christmas gift, I would say this would be a fun thing to put on your list. And I'm going to get more. I'm going to get more. So the last thing, so that was kind of it for Hobby House. If I was a little better organized, I might tell you more. but I'm not. Jeez, oh Pete, what the heck is going on here? Okay, we gotta fix this bed head. The last thing I got was I did get the Kitten Stitcher Halloween. Oh, no, that's not it. At Hobby House, I did buy some threads for different various projects. And it's funny because they put it in one of my linen bags. I got some 103s. I got a few browns. I would like to do that Beatrix Potter Quaker in a brown color. And so I just grabbed a few browns of the 103s. I grabbed a couple silks because they're not all easy to get. And I got some, I also picked up some Gentle Art sampler threads that I knew I needed because these are another thing that are not easy to get right now. You can get them, they're just a very long wait. So I kind of rated their stash on that. So that's what I'm going to show you for Hobby House. It was fantastic. If you can get there, go. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so this is the rundown of the Kitten Stitcher. I think she might still have some of these. Oh, one other thing to show you. Okay, so, you know, it was like a surprise Halloween box. I ordered the box. I did not order the Plum Street kit because I have threads and linens. So we got Halloween stickers from Kathy Barrick. Labels for your needlework. We got a B Company. It's a pattern and buttons. I don't know if I'll do this or not. There's a couple of these things that might end up being giveaways at some point. La-di-da Witch Hazel. Boop, boop. These are my three favorite things. I love this. This is Liz Matthews, the Pumpkin House. I think that's super cool. Super cool. Okay, sorry. This is Grimm's Haunt. This is the Plum Street. This is really what made me want to buy it because I love Plum Street. Super cute. And I had a couple of the threads. I think I might have more, but we'll see. I think a lot of it's DMC. Yeah, I do. I had all the overdyes, but I need to go get the DMC. So there's that. I won't do that this year. This one I was a little surprised. This is the Scarlet House. This is the other thing that drew me in. Scarlet House is one of my very top favorite designers. Right up there at the top. And she did Ghosts and Goblins, which is super cute. And I did not realize it is on my linen. It was stitched on 40 count Pickwick. So that's pretty exciting. So at some point this will come out and be released probably next year during the fall. And you can stitch it on needle and flax. So I think that, oh, one other thing. I did get, and these are in my, well, they're going to be in my shop. I just finished packing up. I got Mary Carr. I have been waiting for this forever by Needlework Press. This is the reproduction. That's what the antique looked like, which you can see this picture's a lot warmer. So I have the charts. I have to put them on my website, but I'm going to do that today. And I have thread packs with all of the threads. So that will also be on my website. If you want Mary Carr or a thread pack, I would suggest getting a thread pack because this is a big one. And if you're not going to stitch it right away with dye lots changing and things and just the way it is getting supplies, even if you have some of those colors, this is such a big sampler. You're going to want full skeins for all of these. So this would be one I would suggest maybe not even going through your stash unless you have a lot of full skeins you haven't used. And as far as linen choices, what does it give you? They did 40 count flannel flower. And another choice would be Vintage Country Mocha, which is a good choice. That you never go wrong with that. If I were going to use needle and flax, this is kind of a grayish color. I guess Fragile, my new one, which is kind of a very off-white that leans into the grayish off-white. I don't know. It's off-white. That would work. If you wanted something warmer, definitely Brea, Dirty Teacup. Maybe even the new one, Shiloh, would be really good. So that's my suggestion. When I list this on the website, I'll give some linen suggestions. If you wanted sort of a darker, but this cool tone, Steinbeck would work too. So yeah, that's that. I will be back and a little more organized in 2 weeks and do some themes. Got to get on the themes. You will see a different background. I will be back in my kitchen. I will probably have Christmas behind me because I'm psycho that way. And yeah, I'm going to get back on a schedule with my videos. So stay tuned. I can't think of anything else to say other than I'm glad I squeezed this in. And I know I forgot a lot of stuff about the workshop that I should have touted and been really excited about, but it's early in the morning. This was spur of the moment. I have a minute. I'm going to hurry up and do this. And so who knows, I may revisit it and talk about it again. Or I'm sure the next Brenda and Laura video, they'll probably talk about it. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else there that I watch. Lisa Primson Greenway was there. She'll probably do a video at some point talking about it. I'm sure there'll be a few that pop up. Nicola talked about it a little bit, but definitely from a different perspective because she was giving the workshop. So anyway, that was that. And I think I need to go brush my hair. Jeez, oh, Pete. Yeah, hopefully I'll look put together and I will have something good for the next time. So I will see you in 2 weeks. Happy Halloween. If you're a crazy Christmas decorator, happy decorating. If not, enjoy the fall where you're at and hopefully, you know, you get some stitching in. And I will talk to you very soon.